Hey Scorpio, welcome to your general reading with Angelic Ascensions. My name is Angela for those of you who are new. Welcome to my channel. Scorpio, this reading may resonate for you if you happen to have Scorpio in your sun, moon, rising, your Venus sign, or if you happen to be cross-watching for Scorpio. Welcome to my channel. Let's get right into this. Scorpio. Scorpio, as I shuffle, I want to remind you of a few things, especially those of you who are new. This reading, of course, can go vice versa. The roles can absolutely be reversed in this reading. It's a given. It's a general reading. Feel free to check out the videos for your sun, moon, rising, or Venus, and understand that time is fluid and not everything plays out at the same time for everyone. So listen to this reading with an open mind. Take in what resonates for you and what's not meant for you. Leave it for somebody else because it may be a part of someone else's story. With that out of the way, Scorpio, let's look into what's going on for you in this point in time. Oh, Spirit is encouraging you to let go of desired outcomes and you will get what you want. I feel like, especially if this has something to do with you feeling locked out of somebody's life. You may feel that someone has completely distanced themselves from you. Of course, Scorpio, you might be doing this to someone. There could be someone in your scenario feeling this way about you, feeling that you have completely locked them out of your life. I feel like what may seem to be an injustice in your life somewhere may actually be a blessing. It may turn out to be a blessing in disguise. There may be a need to do a renewal. There may be a renewal of your mind, or there's just a need to perhaps see things differently. I feel like you're the phoenix rising from the ashes of despair. I feel like you're going through a very tough time, or you may have come out of a very difficult time, Scorpio. For some of you, you're transitioning out of this right now. And I feel like it's time for you to stand up for what you believe. You may be holding your ground with certain things, with certain people in your life. It brings us to the overall energy of your reading, Scorpio, which is about adapting. There might be some new situations that might be arising in your life. And I feel like it's time to adapt and to change. I feel like shifts are happening around you. And Spirit is encouraging you to stabilize your energy field, to get stable, to get grounded for the changes that are coming in. The crossing energy is freeing yourself, liberating yourself from the ties that bind you, letting go of things and people and situations that no longer serve you, especially with adaptation being the overall energy. I feel like this is divine intervention coming in and removing things and people that no longer serve you, that no longer benefit you in your life, that maybe some things that you've been holding on to, Scorpios, maybe even some mindsets that you've been holding on to. It's time for a shift to take place, a renewal of your mind to take place. I'm feeling that there could be someone in your scenario that isn't telling the full truth. I feel like right now, while you are freeing yourself, Scorpio, you're in solitude. So I feel like, well, this is a singles reading, so you would possibly be in separation from someone. If this isn't a past former partner, then this would be maybe your family right now, right? We're in lockdown, we're in quarantine. Maybe this is you missing your family. But let's look into this. Well, what has you feeling this way? This is deep already, Scorpio. Okay, I feel like you have an emotional connection with someone, Scorpio. Let's see who this is. For some of you, this might be a Virgo. You could have, without a doubt, be dealing with a Virgo individual. We got the Hermit card. Scorpio, maybe you are withdrawing from the energy of other people. Maybe there are some things, maybe this catalyst for change that's coming in your life is putting you in this position to really think about what's important in your life and what isn't. And maybe where you could have given more in a situation than you did. Because I feel like the past is relevant for you. You might be looking back on past situations, and this might be why you feel like you're locked out of somebody's life. And Scorpio, I feel like you may be returning to someone's life, or there could be someone returning to you. They could be sending you a message. This could even be spirit sending you a message. There could be a wake-up call. Now, if this isn't a literal wake-up call from the universe, I feel like there's someone that wants to send you a message. We're talking about standing your ground, standing up for what you believe in, possibly having to do with a Leo. This could be a Leo Virgo cusp. We've got Taurus, we've got Gemini, we've got Aries. All right. I did say Leo, right? All right, so maybe you were in a relationship, a love relationship that derailed. This could even be a relationship with your family. Something must have gone wrong here. I feel like things were good at one point, and I feel like there was a lot of trust. I feel like somebody felt like they could be supported, they could be loved by you, that they had what they needed in their partner. But something caused this relationship to derail, like I said. And I feel like this had something to do with the fact that somebody was not ready to be monogamous in this relationship. But I feel like there's a separation that is causing somebody to rethink the whole situation. And somebody can't get you off their mind, Scorpio, or maybe this is you, Scorpio. Maybe you're having a very difficult time getting someone off your mind. Somebody was lying in this situation. Somebody was, and so I feel like this might be you, discouraged, not knowing your place in this world, not knowing your purpose, afraid to put yourself out there again. And I feel like, Scorpio, you're still in love with your ex and you want a reunion with them. And you could possibly, Scorpio, be hiding your feelings for someone out of pride. What has you feeling this way, though? Why would you hide your feelings from somebody? But it looks like you're not going to be hiding them for very long, because I see you returning to somebody, Scorpio. Okay, situation where one of you feels like you got the short end of the stick in this situation. Somebody was more about taking than giving. There was no sense of equality in this relationship. So yeah, absolutely. I feel like you did. This could have been an air sign that may have distanced themselves from you, cut you off, because they recognized that maybe they weren't okay with the fact that there was no real reciprocity. I feel like there's something more to this. Why did this person cut you off? We got the Emperor in reverse. So here's your Aries individual again. 10 of Cups. Somebody, that's why the relationship derailed. Somebody got tired of putting in all the investment in this relationship and feeling like they were coming up short. And so I feel like somebody decided that this relationship just wasn't a right fit for them. So they decided to cut you off, but there's more to the story, because I feel like somebody was acting crazy. Somebody feels like they have absolutely no control over this situation, no control over the way that things are playing out. This could be somebody that's coming back. Yeah, they recognize this Virgo. Virgo is very prominent. Virgo may recognize that this situation is completely over, that you put this to a close, but they may want to come back to you. There could be a Virgo Scorpio somewhere in the scenario, someone with Virgo and Scorpio in your life that maybe, this could be you, Scorpio. You may be wanting to come back to somebody. You may be wanting to come, it could be a Scorpio to Scorpio relationship. Water sign to water sign. Yeah, but somebody's ego, somebody was operating in such a low vibration. Somebody's ego was very fragile in this scenario. And somebody was all about their ego and their ego mentality and feeling like they needed to win in the situation and get the glory out of this. So, yeah, somebody was on their high horse, pompous and petty. But it looks like one or both of you are not able to get something out of your head, off your mind. And it may have had something to do with maybe some type of miscommunication that you guys had. Some lingering words that were very hurtful and very painful. Somebody is still holding on to those words, holding on to an old episode that they're not able to get out of their head. Like some unhappy thoughts, some bad memories that they're thinking about. And I feel like somebody wants to get in touch with you, Scorpio. But they may be sending you a message. Perhaps these messages have gone unread, unacknowledged. Maybe somebody's not answering their message. Yeah. Somebody's still holding on to that. They feel ignored. So there was an issue with monogamy, with honesty. And I feel like somebody is very confused about where they stand with you. And it looks like there was a rocky relationship that just faltered. It fell apart eventually. It just completely disintegrated. And I feel that now that somebody has had some time and some space to think about the situation, they're seeing things clearly. They're seeing the part that they played in this situation rather clearly. When in the beginning, maybe they were too busy blaming you, putting the blame on the other person for why the relationship wasn't working out. And I feel that there could be an earth sign that may want to clear the air with you. Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn may be wanting to come back to you, or this could be you, Scorpio, returning to clear the air with an earth sign. It looks like there's some things that you want to settle, some things that you want to get off your mind. You're no longer wanting to be in this very distant place from this person, and it looks like you may be headed toward them, and it looks like you're taking precautions to go toward them. It looks like you're being very cautious and unsure about your investment, and if this is the right time to approach this person, possibly a Gemini individual. But it looks like, yeah, you may want to return to a Gemini individual. And yeah, there could have been an Aries that was playing the blame game, blamed you for everything, lied to you, telling you half-truths about certain things, certain situations. What are they lying about, though? Okay. Maybe lying that they blocked somebody, that they blocked their ex, that they stopped talking to their ex, and maybe they lied to you about that. Maybe there was some type of confrontation about the truth, because I see a family situation. Now, for some of you, this may not be a love relationship. This could be you and your mom, or your mother and child type of relationship where there is something that went wrong. Somebody was too on their high horse to listen and hear the other person out. Things could have completely gotten out of hand. There could have been a blow up. And I feel like somebody is either avoiding your call, avoiding your message, not wanting to speak to you. I'm still curious about why they're not wanting to speak to you. Looks like there's unconditional love that you have for this person. Okay, maybe they were talking to somebody new. And I feel like somebody is missing you in this separation, and this is why they're trying to send you some messages here. It could be a mom that's trying to get through to their kid, their children that they're estranged from. Check up on them. Could be a Libra. Yeah. Maybe you feel that your child was completely disrespectful to you, or vice versa. Maybe you feel that your mom or your dad was just completely over the top with you. And maybe you feel like you had to distance yourself for a while. So I see an offer that's coming in, and maybe you feel like your offer is not welcome. Maybe you feel like you've worn out your welcome somewhere in your life with someone, or that could be where you're faltering. I feel like there's a bridge that has been completely burned, or this is what you're assuming, because maybe you haven't talked to this person. But I feel like there is some honesty that you want to get, and some amends that you want to make with someone that maybe you didn't get along with. And I feel like somebody really has a guilty conscience and wants to begin again, because it looks like somebody just is having a very difficult time leaving you behind or leaving the situation behind. And somebody has a major decision to make, and they've been contemplating this for quite a while. And it looks like somebody wants to come back to you, possibly a water sign, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. I did say water to water relationship. Scorpio, you could be dealing with another Scorpio, Cancer, or Pisces. And somebody absolutely loves you, going down memory lane, thinking about you, thinking about the good times that you guys used to share and regretting that this really came to an end and wanting back what they once had. Because it looks like they can't hide this love that they have for you as much as they try to. And it looks like somebody's ready to show their feelings to you, show you how much they care. Maybe their actions were not showing this before. Somebody's still in love with you, Scorpio. Or you might find yourself still in love with a Leo or an air sign. But it looks like I said, one of you, maybe even both of you, are afraid to put yourself out there again. But I feel like you're going to find a way to do so, because it looks like your love for this person is just too hard to shake. Let's see how they feel about you, Scorpio. What's going through their head at this time? Scorpio cross watcher, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Scorpio. Okay, there's definitely a Libra. Some of you are without a doubt dealing with a Libra, someone with Libra in their chart, possibly Libra and Scorpio is what I'm seeing. Could be significant to your situation. Your Scorpio, your cross watcher Scorpio, or vice versa, could be thinking about a new start. They're thinking about you too. Maybe they are dating someone new. Maybe they did start a new relationship since the two of you have been gone, to maybe try to get you off their mind. Could be a rebound situation that they're in the middle of. Yeah, because it looks like maybe they were thinking about things that went wrong between the two of you. One of you is thinking about the good times, and the other one of you is just constantly thinking about the bad. Okay. You're no longer in this very confused place. It looks like there's some decisions that you're making a final choice about. Some of you, you're making a final decision about whether or not to keep a pregnancy. Because some of you could have found out that there was an unwanted pregnancy. You could have found out that you're pregnant, and maybe this took you by surprise. Okay. You found out about something. And I feel like there's some things that you're wanting to put behind you, some very devastating and hurtful things that maybe you found out about. You're ready to put that behind you. Like I said, you're ready to rise from the ashes of despair. Okay. Yeah. Your cross watcher, no doubt. They're feeling very hurt. They're feeling like they need some time to process their feelings. They just need some space from you to figure out what they want to do. They may regret not really listening to their intuition about you. And right now, their emotions are completely closed off from you. They're not in a place to really talk right now. So this is probably why they blocked you or completely ignored you. Because they don't feel like the situation between the two of you could possibly work. Especially because there were issues with someone interfering. Could be the opinions of multiple people. People on the outside of this relationship that have their opinions about what they feel like this relationship ought to be, what they feel like you ought to do, whether or not this was welcomed or this is just other people feeling like they need to give their 2 cents. I feel like they are ready to make peace with this. They're ready to wave that white flag and say, you know what? Truce. We don't need to fight about this anymore. In spite of the fact that they are thinking about all the bad times, it looks like there is still love here, mutually between the two of you. But I feel like someone has completely shut down because of all the arguing and the strife, and they're saying it's not worth it anymore. It's not worth it for me to cry another tear, to shed another tear over this situation. But it's like they're having a very difficult time completely closing the door on this Scorpio. Part of them wants to hold on to this relationship. And part of them just wants to completely distance themselves from you. And they may be feeling a bit jaded about relationships in general and really putting their heart out there. Because they may feel that there was a lot of unnecessary cruelty that happened in this relationship. And right now, while they have some time to think, they're really not feeling like this situation was built to last, or that you guys can bounce back from the adversity that this relationship has endured. They're saying, I want commitment. And I thought I had that with you, but instead, I got a situation where I was betrayed and had to pull the daggers out of my back. Because it looks like somebody just didn't want to act right. Didn't want to be honest. Didn't want to be faithful. Possibly with an Aquarius. Because it's looking like somebody just can't be satisfied, or somebody just doesn't want to be satisfied in whatever way. If this is emotional satisfaction, if this is sexual satisfaction, somebody is always looking for satisfaction outside of this relationship, rather than nurturing what it is that, rather than nurturing this relationship. It's like relationships are designed to grow and to move, and somebody felt like there was no opportunity for that anymore. So why continue? It's time to move away from situations that are very painful and very hurtful. And somebody feels like they can do bad all by themselves. Somebody says, I want a family, yes, and I felt like I could have that with you. But instead, you showed me that that wasn't the case. So I had to pull away. There was issues with disloyalty. And your cross watcher could even be concerned about their money, their financial situation, or maybe they're feeling like there was a codependent relationship, or that one of you was using the other one because of finances or whatever was convenient for them at the time in the situation. Somebody feels used, taken advantage of. Yeah, it may have had a lot to do with money. So somebody decided, you're not going to leech off me any longer. Somebody could definitely be watching you. Could be, maybe they were kind of looking around, asking questions, very inquisitive about your whereabouts, and their intuition let them know what they needed to know. Ace of Wands is here at the bottom of the deck with the Chariot. So some of you could definitely be wanting to start over with a Cancerian, somebody with Cancer in their chart. I feel like somebody just needs some time to think. They need some space because they're hurt. Somebody's really missing you, missing your company, missing your closeness. Somebody felt like they needed to find their satisfaction elsewhere. Somebody's tired of hurting. And somebody is tired of going through this cycle again and again. Crossing energy is about liberation, about freeing yourself. So I feel like somebody is having a very difficult time pulling away. Logically, someone understands that, yes, there's nothing really positive that could possibly come out of this situation. So I need to retract my energy and pull it back. They're having a very difficult time moving forward, even though logically it makes sense to do so. So where do you guys go from here? Scorpio. So I feel like someone's trying to find it within themselves to let go of this, to surrender this, and to move forward with an open heart and see what else is out there. With regard to relationships, maybe even career-wise. Somebody feels like they're making a powerful change by letting some things go. And maybe some generational patterns that they're letting go of, liberating themselves from. That could be everything that could have everything to do with this lesson. Maybe your parents went through the same pattern, right? Maybe they weren't able to stay together and make it work, and maybe now you're finding yourself in a very similar place as what they had gone through, and you're having to figure this out for yourself. Possible outcome to the situation for the Scorpio, single, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Scorpio. Okay. Yep. Trust is broken. Trust has been completely severed. And I feel like someone wants to break down these barriers within themselves that keep them from loving, that keep them from opening up completely and being vulnerable. Having a healthy vulnerability when it comes to relationships. There has to be a certain amount of vulnerability to really have a loving relationship with somebody. Somebody is pretty sure that this situation is over because the trust has been broken. Somebody is saying, I couldn't possibly go back after having endured so many cycles of pain with you again. It has to be over for the sake of my sanity, is what somebody might be saying to themselves. Yeah. Healing family issues. We were talking about generational patterns. There may be a need for some type of healing, maybe some work while you guys are in separation. Maybe there's some work or some realization that needs to be done when it comes to, like I said, generational patterns. It's time to break those cycles. And what's beneath that is reconciliation. Someone from the past is returning to your life. This could be your dad returning to your life. This could be your mom, your children. The love of your life may be returning to your life to heal what was broken. Because maybe they grew up with their own trust issues. And maybe because they couldn't trust themselves, how could they possibly trust someone else? But I feel like somebody gave them a very good reason not to trust them. Not to trust, not to open up. And somebody kind of proved that, yes, I can't trust, or my heart's going to get crushed. Somebody's coming back though. So brace yourself for this, Scorpio. Brace yourself for this reunion that maybe you've been putting off, and you're saying to yourself, I don't know if I'm ready to be bothered by this person. It looks like somebody wants to talk to you, Scorpio. Or you may want to talk to somebody. Scorpio, let's see if May, the month of May, brings somebody new in. We did talk about somebody new, right? We did. Possibly a water sign, a Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio. You may not all be meeting a Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio. This may have something to do with their personality, with the way that they operate, the way that they move. They may be ready to be open with you. Okay, Scorpio, it looks like you might be coming out of a very confused place. I don't feel like some of you want to be committed. This is what I mean. I feel like you have mixed feelings, mixed emotions about this. Because on one hand, I see that you want to be a bachelor or a bachelorette. You don't want to commit to anybody. You don't want a conventional type of relationship. You're cool with having a friends with benefits type of thing. Some of you could definitely be having a fling with somebody. This could definitely be like a sex-only type of relationship. You're not wanting to be close. You're not wanting to put your heart on the line. Because Scorpio, it feels like you're in love with somebody. Here you are, King of Cups, Scorpio. And yeah, it looks like you might be looking back on a situation, a commitment that was broken. And it looks like you might be waiting. Are you waiting you're waiting to return to somebody? So let's see. Is there somebody new though? Because I feel like there's somebody new. I'm waiting to see a new situation. And all I'm seeing is the old situation playing out. Two of Cups. Yes, this is you reuniting with somebody. Yeah, but there could be somebody new that you could be talking to. You could be getting to know. But I feel like there's somebody that from the past that's on your mind. You'll definitely be getting acquainted with a Sagittarius. Maybe while you're waiting for this new relationship, maybe you were having a sexual relationship with somebody for now. But maintaining a certain level of emotional distance so that you don't, I guess, fall in love. I don't know. It looks like you're not sure about what you want to do at this time, Scorpio. Spirit is encouraging you to change because there's a new situation coming in. It's time to adapt. It's time to go with the flow. Somebody may have taken their things and left quietly and blocked the other person. Possibly an Aquarius. So I don't see a new situation. I do see a new situation, but I also see a lingering situation that, Scorpio, maybe you're having a very difficult time letting go of. And I feel like divine intervention is definitely here to do what? It is divine intervention coming in to do what for Scorpio? To let go of some past baggage, to work on yourself, to take some time away, to deal with some things that you've been fighting within yourself. Because it looks like maybe you've been focused on the third party and you've been missing what was there for you all along, missing this person, ignoring this relationship, knowing in the back of your mind that this is the person that you were meant to be with, but turning a blind eye to it, ignoring this person, not wanting to acknowledge some things. This is what divine intervention is coming in for. There were some things that needed to be seen, some honesty that needed to come out, and there was a lot of pain. And there was just somebody that just wasn't ready or willing to let go, and some people that were not willing to change, whether this is you or them, Scorpio. Change may have been very difficult for one or both of you. Divine intervention stepped in to get you guys to see the light. And now I feel that there's a shift that takes place that brings you guys back together to maybe talk about some things, maybe to realize some things that you didn't see before. Scorpio. Scorpio, this concludes your general reading with Angelic Ascensions. If you would like to book a personal one-on-one reading with me, you can head over to my website, which is AngelicAscensionsTarot.com. You can book your reading there on my website. The link is below in the description. And Scorpio, if you found that this reading was helpful to you in any way, feel free to leave a comment below. Consider subscribing if you already haven't. And yeah, I look forward to seeing you guys in the next video. Take good care, Scorpios. I'll see you guys again. Till then, peace.